Looking at C# class types, the first is abstract. An abstract class is a base class that can't be initialized. It's designed to work with abstract and non-abstract members, and is designed for inheritance. So we're going to add the abstract keyword to the class, and we can add some abstract members. So we'll add an abstract property first, call it wheels, and it'll be read only. We'll also create a new abstract method called turn on. It has no implementation for it. And then we'll create a new non-abstract property called get and then protected set. Protected meaning that any inherited class can set this property. What will happen if we try to initiate this class? Let's have a look, shall we? So we'll create a new instance of the vehicle, and we get this exception saying cannot create an instance of the abstract type or interface vehicle. What we can do though is we can create a class and then inherit this class for it. So we'll create a new class of car, which inherits the vehicle class. Now this is throwing some exceptions, saying it doesn't inherit abstract member turn on or the property wheels. We need to override them in this class. So we call public override. It's a type of integer called wheels, and we'll set it to 4. So that overrides that property. We need to override this abstract method of turn on. We call public override named turn on, and in there we're going to set started to true. And started is the non-abstract member in this class. We can continue with this as well, create a new class called bike, and we can set the wheels to 2, and we could do something else in the turn on if we needed to. We can replace the instance of vehicle with car, and that will now compile. We can output the wheels property, and what do you think it will output when we call v.wheels? Let's take a look. It's outputted 4. That's abstract covered, but what could the other 5 be? If you want to use different C# class types in a real-world application, then my Minimal APIs for Complete Beginners course is just for you. You'll use different C# class types and access modifiers in a real-world Minimal API project. Minimal APIs are now Microsoft's recommended way of building web APIs in C#, and understanding how to properly structure your classes is key to writing clean, maintainable code. If you want to gain practical hands-on experience with modern C# and Minimal APIs, this course is for you. Go to roundthecode.com/min1 and check the YouTube description for any offers. The next C# class type we'll look at is sealed. Sealed is a class that can't be inherited. It's good for locking down behavior. So at the moment, the car class and the bike class inherit the vehicle. But what do you think will happen if we add the word sealed to this class? We'll now get an exception cannot derive from sealed type vehicle. Essentially, the vehicle is sealed, therefore it can't be inherited. That's sealed checked off. The next one we'll look at is static. A static class is a class that can't be initialized or inherited. We'll create a new static class, which we'll call speed helper. And everything inside the static class, all the members need to be static. Let's try to add a non-static method. So we'll call public decimal, and we're going to create a method called convert to kph, which will take miles per hour and convert it to kilometers per hour. So we'll call it convert to kph and pass in mph as the parameter. And then we'll return mph times 1.6093, making that number a decimal with m. We get a couple of exceptions. Cannot declare instant members in a static class, and member does not access instance data and can be marked as static. We need to add the static keyword so it compiles. What will happen if we try to initialize the speed helper class? Let's have a look. So we create a new instance of the speed helper, and it throws the exception saying cannot create an instance of the static class speed helper. So if that's the case, how do we call that? Well, all we need to do is we call the speed helper class, and then we call the convert to kph, and we'll put 100 in there. And if we write that to the console application, hopefully it will output the kilometers per hour from 100 miles per hour. And it has. It's outputted 160.93 kilometers per hour. Let's create a new class that will inherit speed helper. So we'll call it car. And let's see what happens if we try to inherit the car class against speed helper. Static class speed helper cannot derive from type car. Static classes must derive from object. That means that static classes can't be inherited. We'll now look at partial classes. This allows you to split a class across multiple files. We have this team class in team.name.cs. I'm going to add a property in there of name. Now I've got a separate file called team.player, and within this I want to add the same class but add player details. So what will happen if I create a new class within this and add the property? So if we add a property of number of players, we get an exception saying the namespace roundthecode.c# types already contains a definition for team. To fix this, we need to mark each of these classes with the word partial. Now if you're using a partial class, you can only have a member with the same signature once. If you try to add it in both files, you'll get an exception. I'll show you with a constructor. So if we create a constructor within this, and then we do it in the other one as well, we get the exception saying type team already defines a member called team with the same parameter types. There's still two more class types. What could they be? Before we look at them, I want to talk about access modifiers and the ones that you can use in C#. You've got public, which is the most commonly used, and that's accessible anywhere. Then you've got internal, which is accessible throughout the assembly. We'll put that back to public. You then got private and protected. These can't be declared in the namespace. We'd have to declare them inside this class. So we could have a private class of team, and that would only be accessible within the teams class. We could change this to protected, and if we change this to protected, any class that inherited the teams as well as teams would be able to use this class. The final one is file, and this restricts any access to the teams to this file only. Let's look at unsafe classes. This allows you to use pointer-based code. Now I'm going to be honest, I don't really know what it is, and if you've never heard of it, you probably don't need to either. But here's an example of how you use it. But if you're going to use it, you need to ensure that you enable allow unsafe blocks to true in your application. Let me know in the YouTube comments if you use unsafe. Our final class type is record. And this class type is designed for data rather than behavior. It's also immutable. So we'll add the record type to it, and then we can add some parameters which will add properties to this class. So we'll add the team name and we'll add the number of players. To initialize it, we need to specify the team name and the number of players. And what will happen if we try to change one of the properties? So let's try and change the name property to Manchester United. And we get this exception here saying init only property or indexer can only be assigned in an object initializer. Essentially, it's read only. So that's the different C# class types available. And if you want to learn more about C#, watch this video next. If you want to use different C# class types in a real-world application, then my minimal API course is just for you. Go to roundthecode.com/min1. There's also a link for it in the YouTube description. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.